You did it. Here, beckoned. This artifact you see before us is a hen. It may be uncomfortable at first. I still recall retching after the Jotun were once allies and subordinates of my people. It is unfortunate that they were so easily corrupt. Be cautious in these lands. I hear you. And here you have it. He may hide from our people's needs, but he will not refuse a visitor sent from Athene. The goddess of wisdom was our patron. Though the gods do not look to us or listen to us. What manner of patron neglects their charge, leaves their wards to the wilderness? We are adrift in these lands, I must admit. We might have been great enough to overcome the burdens, but now that the trouble with the Jotun has been solved, I am free to investigate other threats to my... The gods choose the Primos to lead we Colossi. Of the gods, we are the favored of Athene. Athene's once common words have been quiet for some time. The Primos has prayed in isolation. Farewell. Come. The Primos Sanctum is nearby. Be cautious in these lands. Mind your step here, beckoned. I wouldn't want the Colossi's failure to claim any more lives than it already has. It is not here by choice. Or art. Suffice it to say that this was made in anticipation of something that never occurred. Farewell. Beyond these stairs is the sanctuary of the Primos, the leader of the Colossi people in the teeth of Naros. I must warn you, Onikotos has not left these quarters in years. He vowed to never cease his prayers until but I think his answer has finally arrived. Speak to him after years in his sanctum. But though we all languish in the god's absence, none suffer as he does. Be cautious in these lands.
Is there anything I can assist you?
And though the path be fraught with tribulation, know that it leads to the land of us. Such were the words the gods spoke to the progenitor of my race. The words have been in my heart every day of my reign, but now they are embodied. This land is the crucible by which my people might be forged to their new destiny. The Colossi are the children of the Titans. We are the inherit. This is greater than any city or any temple that you will find in this world. Of that I assure you. But the city, though magnificent, the goddess has shepherded my people for generations. Somehow, we were found unworthy of her. I have prayed to learn the messenger of the gods. I always assumed that the beckoned would be one of my own kind. I am the Primos of the Colossi people, as I lead them in politics, because we are all of us, my whole people, incomplete. And I thought that failure was a finality. I have prayed to the god. Now the beckoned is come. With you, the gods can bear witness to us atoning for our inadequacies. We must start at once. Something no Primos would ever wish to wear. They are only made in times of great need, when we must prove to the gods our devotion. The Wreath of Absolution can only be created from the hands guided by Athene. First, a golden prayer circlet is needed to serve as its base. The last Primos to wear a Wreath of Absolution, Arches, is buried with one such circlet. Secandra led you to me, did she not? Then she will lead you to the circlet. He led my people into the times that you see today. The gods did not favor his reign. The Silent Choir is a group of our most faithful followers, and serve me as I serve the gods. So deep is their faith that they never speak upon entering service. Many are the artifacts strewn throughout this world, but the cipher bearing it makes you an embodiment of her power beckoned. It lies in his crypt, in the darkest pits beneath. I understand there might be trepidation. The times we have arrived at are desperate, and when the heavens show their intent, one cannot stand. We are so close now.
You return. Well, the Primos has not graced the ears of his subjects in ages. What has he said to you?
You... what?
Arches was a Primos. He was a leader of our people. He was... Would Anakatos have us spit on the graves of Allah? Already I am sick of his imposition. I will meet you in the undersewer crypts. We will need to be quick about it. You are the first to hear his voice in some time. I almost thought he would, but his prolonged absence from his people has taken its toll on his judgment. Does the crypt of Arches have no... I've had chances to speak of Arches before, but it is not fitting for me to discuss him. Keep it close to you. That artifact is proof to many that you are the avatar of the gods. We can find it in the... They are old structures, forgotten as the city was built above. Be cautious in these lands.
creatures grow in numbers daily. Could that be the answer to... our troubles? Can the beacon be so small?
Come. If Anakatos wishes us to retrieve this circlet, we will do it quickly. I wish to be done with this. Farewell. Keep close. There are worse things than marauders in these lower tunnels. They have lurked these walls for decades, raised along with the city years ago. There. That is the artifact you seek. The Cert let us depart. Anakatos has had his fun with me, and there is nothing left to plunder. It is nothing I can share with you, Beckoned. It is not worth your time. I always thought that were I to come to Arcase's crypt, it would be because of the work of gods alone. And here I am, by the will of none but Anakatos. I cannot! I will not! Even after all these years, he has not forgotten his brand of viciousness. He knows I must obey. I apologize for my outbursts. However, it can be hard to let convictions go. But we must. They are colossi who succumb to the burden of this wilderness, letting it transform. They have the strength of our strongest, with none of the wisdom. Take the circlet back to Anakatos. He is most very well. No one comes down here anymore. It is left to ruin, for the Colossi have no more need of these halls, or those interred within them. How many years did our masons toil to assemble this place? And look at it now. How easily we discard the labors of our past. What can I do?
Hold! Hold! What are you? You are... Ah, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that lichen earlier. Cave slime never agrees with me. I hold dominion over all you see here. I have been left to my device. Living giants. They stay away from me. And I've lived in these tunnels for years. There are plenty of hazards, but they only pose problems. What? You mean you walk these halls and know nothing of their lord and holder? I am the king of this undersewer, protector of this whole expanse. Divine providence. But then the earth was left below me, and I was raised into a city in the sky. Your mistake. If that's supposed to be groveling, then but I suppose I can allow such insolence to be humored for this one time. Oh, you're welcome to some of the cave slime. We are finished here.
beckoned? It seems my preconceptions were off. But I have worked on this city for all my life, but this work of art is besmirched by rats. These foul, try as I might, I cannot best the scourge. But you beckoned. I have never known beasts with such low cunning and high. I have pinpointed a much-traveled route. Find the levers that activate those. When you see the rats pass below, simply pull the levers as they approach the traps. I wish you well.
You must be strong to have earned.
Shall I hone your weapons for you? Farewell.
Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in a freshly honed weapon? I hope you enjoy our fair city. Anything you require on your journeys can be found in the Concourse Mark. Be cautious in your travel.
You bear the circlet of Arcades. Then the wreath is now. It must be woven with blood and toil. The colossi, the laurels of the wreath are not crafted, but earned. We seek Teryx's veins. Once they are ours, once the wreath is complete, the ritual of atonement. I take it you have encountered a Teryx before. Likely they are a common foe. We seek the veins of the Alpha Teryx to prove to the gods the righteousness of our faith. The gods sent you to bear witness to our atonement. The wreath is made from the large feathers, the veins. We must act. Come. Circle.
You must be the man.
Anacotis walks among us. Yes. What do you need of me? Be cautious in these lands.
In the youth of Amalur lived the Uranos, existing from the hill lands alone. They held not the blessings of the gods, and so were blinded to their own potential.
We lived in ignorance among the savage people. We wasted the gifts of the gods ourselves.
Then, one Myru heard the whispered golden notes of the voice of wisdom herself, Athene. The goddess bid him to raise up his brethren, so they may know the favor of the gods once more.
I beckoned. I must apologize. I have orders from the Primos and the Silent Choir that I am to let...
And so this Myru gifted them with Apothane heart, and the newly born Colossi found deliverance. With the gods once more upon the mount, so did they surge towards the teeth of Naros, towards majesty.
Your prophet leads us to glory in your name. Blessed is the way of Kratos.
We are here. That is good. I feel hope stirring in my veins once more. Come. We must kill the alphas of each Eyrie. With the Terex Eyries lie in the... But while there are many lesser Terex here, we see... Very well, beckoned. Oh. Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! Thus we begin. And as we harvest these... Once we were but savages, no better than the other giant kin. She spoke of a destiny and greatness that was not ours, but... No, we are far from the homeland of our ancestors, and doubt it was necessary. Though the Jotun and Etin once regarded us as kin, they grew jealous of us, of the tensions, rose to war. It was a sign from Athene to my people to seek it. They are vicious beasts, wild and strong. Very well, beckoned. Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! We wandered the teeth of Naros in search of... It was a divine artifact. No mortal hand. At the city's heart was the Hyperion itself. We knew then Athene was tasking us to craft. To test our worthiness, the gods have strewn throughout Amalur riddles, puzzles, and challenges. The Hyperion is one such challenge. Perhaps the greatest of them. Salvation awaits. Yes, beckoned. Very well, beckoned. Feel Balin's embrace! Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! Feel my wrath! In the end, the city rose, but the Hyperion did not fall. My predecessor, Arches, sought to force the Hyperion up, but our work here is concluded. Since you seem to favor the arts of magic, take these. The cipher you carry is a conduit to the god. You carry it, and thus, you are their intermediary. It is a riddle carved of stone that the gods... It was a covenant the gods wished to form with us, to raise Idylla. I must make the gods see that my people, with a wreath in hand, I can conduct a rich... Come. We must conduct this ceremony at the... If it will not, then why will you brought to me? To give pretense to I know the gods of my forerunners. Now come. Very well. You have come, good. We stand in a ground ever since that terrible day when arrogance and desperation... Now come. We shall go to the antechamber of the High... The antechamber is the flawed design of Arcase. It was to do so using the spark of divine magic. Such power was never meant to be wielded by the unworthy. The energies struck back at Arcase. It is where the former Primos, Arcase, where the gods saw fit to condemn us for our hubris. The end of this awaits. Much was ruined in that dark hour. The magics holding the paths together were unbound. Only the cipher can reorder such magics. Press ahead and set the path. Come. The antechamber waits below. The end of this. Come. We must finish this. This mural is to see. The city floats. It is nothing without the Hyperion at its heart. If you were curious... Again, come. The antechamber waits below. I am the Come, Becker. Come. We must finish this. Come. The antechamber waits. The end of this awaits. Almost done, Beckett. We have reached it. Beyond that, it rests out of reach, waiting for the day we should begin. The gods visited this room once before. It seemed long before. And you, the gods, visit this chamber once more. You and I shall stand where Arcais stood, and the end of this awaits. Thank the gods! Praise be to you. Have done so well, Beckoned, to bring the cipher to me, and to let me use its strength. With you, I can do what Arcais could not. This chamber harnesses the magic needed to control. I knew that when we first met, when I first sent, why else would the gods furnish you? Whom I needed most in my... The gods have found my people unworthy of the gifts offered us. So, using the Hyperion, and once the city falls, I will reforge the ruins in an image the gods...
Beckoned. What has happened? Why are Onakatos' acolytes attacking us? What is... Destroy Idylla? No! That zealous fool! Have the loss of his gods driven him to... We must make our way from this... Take this talisman. The silent choir acolyte who bore it won't need it anymore. Now let's... The Primos has lost his senses. If he thinks his actions will return the he... Very well. Come, we are close to the surface. We can curse the gods for leaving the thing here. Onakatos will use... How if we cannot reach him? We must make for the surface, and hope that there is time enough for... Very well. If I must. Anakatos has sealed himself in with the Hyperion. I do not know what to do, Beckoned. I have defended my people. Of course, I will. I know we have the strength we need inside of us, despite his claims. But Anakatos has sealed himself in the Hyperion antechamber. Without the cipher and knowledge of the Hyperion, we are lost. Anakatos was lucky enough to have your cipher to exploit it. With this, if we knew more of the Hyperion itself, we might learn of some other. Anakatos and his silent choir had a monastic retreat in the wilderness, Nixaros. We should search it for anything that might help us open the Hyperion. It is an old portion of the city that was never raised up. Now it is the refuge of Anakatos' silent choir. Farewell. We cannot waste time. There does not appear to be much here, but we have to be thorough. We should try near the shrine of Athene. Anakatos prizes her. Farewell.
Anakatos, make this record in penance for my disappointment of the supreme goddess Athene, in hopes that I may return to her favor, so that I could help my people find her strength once more. I have committed several acts that may have angered her, and now I purge myself of them so I might find her grace.
Beckoned. Not time.
I am afraid we have dishonored my master, Arcades. He is a pious man who has always sought to serve, and we use the power of...
Hold a moment. These are... Wait! I recognize some faces. Belfron. I do not like the implications of this. Farewell.
In this confession I shall tell of how my master was brought nearly to his death. Arcais failed Athene in our mission to bring her servants to a devout state that would be worthy of her power and wisdom. At my behest, he sought the Hyperion force to the sky to earn our recognition.
Trespassers, you are too late! The council already lies dying in the torture chambers, and the Jotun slaves will soon be butchered as the master or come, brothers and sisters.
Here, I found these during the fight. I do not know what they once bound, but they might be of use to you. Now, but there are also the slaves. They will be killed if we don't save them. But if the council is dying, we must choose who we see to first. The council must be important. Something that could help us find a flaw in his plan, perhaps, or learn more about the cipher in the Hyperion. I do not know what the council is, but I have had enough surprises today. I only hope that we can find it if I can only imagine what labors Anakatos had them perform. Could this have been? I know what this place is now. I do not believe so. The council is dying if Anakatos' dog. I am unsure who we should be trying to help, so decide. Do we go to the slave pens and help the slaves? Or do we go to the torture chambers to try to find Anakatos' council before it dies? Be cautious in these lands. Come, you must choose. Do we find what we can? Be cautious in these lands. Ahead are the torture chambers, it seems. Anakatos' council lies on this path. What can I do?
Finally the day has come. Ever since the day I brought ruin to my people, I thought this burden was mine. It is a joy to see you beckoned. I am Arcais. Once beckoned. Many other reasons. Your true goal is the Hyperion itself. The cipher you bear, though fragmented, is the answer to the riddle. More than that. It was on it in desperate times. His thought, he dragged me, broken to his yes. You and it both. The riddle of my people's future is what the power to change fate. But Anakatos schemes. Ah, it is too soon. But
Arcais, I had always... He had died. Anakatos had him alive and tortured. I thought... I watched him die years before. All that was... Our last day. The day He asked me to escort him through the wilds. He told me to remember them when times seem bleak. I once thought that faith was what I see now. It is apathy. To not let... This is so much larger than I ever thought. An Arcase. He always knew that I would be here. He must have... Something is wrong. Onakatos wishes to destroy Idylla, but I don't know why Arcase spoke of this. I was expecting answers from Nyxaros, and there was much he should have answered for in his lifetime. But what we saw in Nyxaros, it is an ancient place high in the teeth of Naros. But we need answers, not more riddles. Let us unravel this as quickly as we... The task is clear. My head! Can you feel it? Onakatos has done something. We must return to the city. We might... Something grave has happened. I can feel it in my body. I fear... Farewell.
I struggle to keep sweet Arcase alive so that I may find in him the knowledge and power of the Primos, and in doing so can find the answer I needed to bring myself, my people, to perfection, to regain the goodwill of the great goddess. Thank Athene that my followers continue my work while I tend to my master.
The city seems intact, but still, the henge has already become disrupted. It is only a matter of time before he finds a way to destroy Idylla. Arcase requested specifically that we go to the shrine. There are 2 sites in the wilderness. These were called the Shrines of Earth and Air. I thought nothing of them, but Arcase knew. He must have known. Yes, I was young, but a talented god. He asked me... Yes. We have never seen its like before. It must be some divine... I cannot say for sure, but there is more than... But we have little else to act on, and with every moment the chance... It rests in the teeth of Naros, but south of the Hyperion and the city. It is nestled between the great crags of rock. The Shrine of Air is a holy site. We found a stone there, the same material as that of the Hyperion itself. It lays in the crags of the teeth of Naros. We don't know why the spot was marked the way it was. Very well. Beckoned. Let us finish this. These... I doubt that anyone has walked these halls since they were first shaped. It must be somewhere among the ancient stones. I can feel a powerful magic in this place. I do not know for sure. The earth is dark and heavy, and dangers high. A light in this gloom is welcome. Farewell. hear you. Something feels strange, beckoned. When you look more whole. And I can feel the magic pouring through this land already. I can only imagine that is what Arce's meant. Come, if we need the air shrine to unlock the Hyperion, then remarkable. It looked like the Hyperion in its own way. The gods, but it felt entirely different. Like if I touched it, I would suddenly collapse under my own... It waits in the higher peaks of the Teeth of Naros. I don't know how easy this will become, but be cautious in these lands. Something feels strange, beckoned. You look more whole. Very well.
Sisters, our master.
By the magnificent graces of Athene, a city was built upon gloried heights. So stood Idylla in bountiful tribute, a colossi bastion, the virtue of the Uranos.
We build this for you, Athene. We build this for you, our blessed goddess.
The path opens once more. That our road to Anakatos forced us to solve this. So it was the same as the Shrine of Earth. A marker for a hidden... I cannot say for sure. It is but... I remember the words Arke said. Farewell. I hear you. I'll find... Yes. What do you need of me? Very well. The cipher is whole again. As are you. We can unseal the Hyperion. I thought this all was to bring Anakatos to his judgment. But I was wrong. It was so much like the Earth Shrine, but be cautious, Amin. I listen. What can I do? Communing with the Hyperion beneath the city. How long have we left Anakatos to a hidden cavern? Then the shrine itself was not important at all. Very well. Let us finish this. I hear you.
finally come. For the good of my people. You are not so ignorant as that. I thought you had been sent to purge my people of their limitations, and it is the fate of my people that must be changed, not their piety. That is what stands between us and grace. Yes, the goddess had made much known to me, and most important of all, that I can die so my people may consecrate themselves. As the gods will. You have... Justice will be swift. Feel Balin's embrace. Witness my strength. Feel my wrath! Witness my strength! Feel Balin's embrace!
You've done it. Anakatos has been killed. Without its magic to support the structure, this whole temple is... Farewell.
It is done at last. The fate of Anakatos, the surrogate of all the Colossi savagery, has been shifted. And as his fate was shifted, so was the fate of all the Colossi. Gone is the taint of savagery and barbarism. Thy work for me has finished, Second. Thou alone could do this, and as thou aided me, I am forever grateful. Thou hast freed this people. Thee, Anakatos, Arches, beckoned, all. And the last, your faithful companion, Secondra. I beckon now. Her people need a leader for the glory that lies ahead. Secondra will be Primos.
We made it. And you've seen what has happened. We can never thank you fully for your magic. You have given us so much. I see the compassion and the influence the gods have had in my people's lives. My life. What Arcais said to me, these are no accidents. Your arrival, and as you were beckoned to save my people, now I am beckoned to lead them. But I don't know if I can. She did. There is a legacy that I have left to fulfill. I've no doubt, for you have already shown us the now. Let us return to Idylla. Let us see the fruits of your... Very well.
Just let me past. I will only be gone for a short.
How may the Lycaeus is popular?
Yes. I can help repair. I shall endeavor to fix anything you bring me. Second. Farewell.
Everything you... Welcome to the Idylla Market, Beckoned. Can I interest you in a... freshly honed weapon? I hope you enjoy our fair city.
Ah, the Beckoned. You won't find a
What type of implement are you looking for? Peruse for as long as I will be here if you need.